Have you ever wondered why $1 can buy more Japanese yen, Indonesian rupiah, or British pounds? It can feel strange because every country has its own money, yet those currencies constantly change in value against each other. The answer is not simply that one country is richer. Currency value comes from a mix of supply, demand, confidence, trade, interest rates, and economic conditions. Think about currencies like products in a giant global marketplace. If millions of people want to buy a particular currency, demand for it rises. And when demand rises while supply stays relatively limited, its value can increase. The same basic idea works in reverse. If people want less of a currency, its value can fall compared with other currencies. One major factor is interest rates. When a country's central bank raises interest rates, investors may become more interested in holding that country's assets because they can potentially earn higher returns. To buy those assets, they often need the local currency first. That extra demand can push the currency higher, although the relationship is not always immediate or guaranteed. Now imagine two countries with very different interest rates. If country A offers much higher rates than country B, investors may move some money toward country A. They might buy its bonds, deposits, or other assets. To do that, they need its currency. When large amounts of international money move in this direction, the exchange rate can respond. Inflation is another huge piece of the puzzle. If prices in a country rise much faster than in other countries, its currency can lose purchasing power. Over time, people may become less willing to hold that currency because their money buys fewer goods and services. Persistent high inflation can therefore put downward pressure on a currency's value. But inflation does not automatically mean a currency will collapse. Investors also care about expectations. If people believe a country's inflation will return to normal and its economy remains strong, they may continue holding the currency. Markets are constantly looking forward, so today's exchange rate often reflects what investors expect to happen tomorrow. Economic growth matters too. A country with strong productivity, growing businesses, stable institutions, and attractive investment opportunities can become more appealing to international investors. As foreign investors enter the economy, they may need to purchase the local currency, creating additional demand. Trade also plays an important role. When a country exports products to the rest of the world, foreign buyers often need its currency or a currency accepted by its businesses. Strong exports can therefore create demand for the country's money. But imports matter too, because businesses may need foreign currencies to purchase goods and services from other countries. This is why exchange rates are constantly moving. Imagine thousands of companies, banks, investors, tourists, and governments buying and selling currencies every second. Every transaction affects supply and demand. The exchange rate you see on a screen is essentially the market's constantly changing estimate of how much one currency is worth compared with another. Central banks can influence this process as well. They control monetary policy, including interest rates and, in some cases, the amount of money circulating through the financial system. When a central bank changes policy, markets immediately start asking what that decision means for inflation, growth, and future interest rates. Government stability can also affect currency value. Investors generally prefer environments where contracts are respected, financial institutions function properly, and economic policies are reasonably predictable. When political or economic uncertainty increases, investors may move money into currencies they consider safer, increasing demand for those currencies. This brings us to an important concept: confidence. A currency is valuable partly because people believe other people will continue accepting it tomorrow. If confidence disappears, people may rush to exchange their money for something else. That can create a cycle where falling confidence leads to more selling, which pushes the currency down even further. You might also wonder why some currencies have very large numbers. For example, $1 can equal thousands of Indonesian rupiah. That does not automatically mean the dollar is thousands of times stronger in every meaningful sense. The number of units in a currency depends heavily on how that currency was created, divided, and managed over its history. Imagine if a country suddenly decided that 100 of its existing currency units would become one new unit. The purchasing power of the economy might not magically change overnight. Prices and wages could simply be adjusted to match the new unit. Currency denominations are not the same thing as economic strength. Exchange rates are also relative. Saying that the dollar is strong does not mean it is strong against every currency at every moment. It simply means its value has increased compared with another currency or a group of currencies. The same currency can rise against one currency while falling against another. The US dollar is especially important because it plays a major role in international trade and global finance. Many commodities, financial contracts, and international transactions are priced in dollars. Because businesses and governments around the world use dollars, there is naturally significant global demand for them. But being widely used does not make a currency permanently strong. Economic conditions can change. Interest rates can move, inflation can rise or fall, trade patterns can shift, and investors can change their expectations. A currency's position today does not guarantee the same position 10 years from now. There's also something called purchasing power parity, which compares what the same amount of money can buy in different countries. A coffee, apartment, meal, or smartphone may have completely different prices depending on where you live. Exchange rates do not always perfectly reflect these differences, especially in the short term. This explains why currency exchange rates can sometimes feel confusing. A currency may look weak based on its exchange rate, but still support a functioning domestic economy. People inside that country use their own currency for wages, rent, food, and everyday purchases. The exchange rate mainly becomes important when money crosses borders. For travelers, currency values become very noticeable. If your home currency strengthens against the currency of the country you're visiting, your money can suddenly buy more. If your currency weakens, the same trip can become more expensive. That is why exchange rates matter not only to governments and investors, but also to ordinary people. Businesses feel this even more strongly. A company importing product from another country may pay significantly more when its local currency weakens. Exporters can experience the opposite effect because their products may become cheaper for foreign buyers. Currency movements can therefore influence profits, prices, and even hiring decisions. So when you ask why different currencies have different values, there is no single answer. Their values are shaped by interest rates, inflation, economic growth, trade, political stability, investor confidence, and global demand. All of these forces interact constantly, making the foreign exchange market one of the most active financial markets in the world. And that is the key idea to remember. Money does not have one universal value. Its value depends on what people can exchange it for, where they are, and what they expect in the future. Once you understand supply, demand, confidence, and purchasing power, currency exchange rates stop looking like random numbers and start looking like signals from a global economy.